All right, so you're gearing up for this surface grinding machine operator interview. And you want to be ready.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you've got you covered. In this deep dive, we're going to unpack all those common interview questions. But here's the thing. We're not just going to give you answers to memorize. We're going to help you understand what's the interviewer really looking for. What's behind each question? That way, you can tailor your responses. Highlight your strengths.
Yeah, it's all about showing them that you're not just a candidate, but you're a future asset.
Exactly. Plus, we're going to sprinkle in some career insights from our handy-dandy career guide and show you how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon. Think of it as fine-tuning your answers and getting noticed by the right employers. So are you ready to dive in?
Let's get started.
All right, first up, this is a classic. Describe your experience operating a surface grinding machine. Seems simple, right? But how you answer can make a big difference.
Oh, definitely. It's about showcasing the depth of your experience. Don't just list the machines you've used. Talk about the types of projects you worked on. Were you on a high-volume production line churning out parts? Or did you specialize in more intricate, custom work? The interviewer wants to see where you fit in.
So it's about painting a picture. Like instead of just saying, I operated a blower XYZ machine, you could say, I used the blower XYZ to grind complex aerospace components, holding tolerances of plus or minus 0.0001 inches. Makes you sound like a precision expert, not just someone who pushes buttons.
Exactly. And here's a little insider tip from the career guide. Even if you're entry level, don't shy away from highlighting any machine shop experience, even if you were assisting senior operators, cleaning equipment, or observing procedures. It all shows initiative and a willingness to learn.
That's a great point. Now be prepared for those follow-up questions. They might ask, what were some of the challenges you faced using that machine? Or, tell me about a time you had to adjust your technique to achieve a specific finish.
Ooh, those are gold. This is your chance to really show that you can think on your feet. Have a story ready about a time you overcame a technical hurdle, and maybe the material was acting up. Or you had to get creative with limited tools. Walk them through your process, how you identified the problem, the steps you took, and the result you achieved.
And guess what? RoleCatcher can actually help you prep for these kinds of questions. You can input those specific machines mentioned in the job description, and its AI will suggest talking points tailored to them. Talk about being prepared.
It's like having personalized notes, right when you need them.
Next question. This is another big one. How do you ensure the quality and accuracy of parts produced by the surface grinding machine? That does that. This is where you flaunt your precision mindset.
Absolutely. The interviewer is gauging your attention to detail. Mention your comfort level. With measuring tools like calipers, micrometers, and gauge blocks, talk about in-process checks, your understanding of tolerances, and your eagle eye for spotting inconsistencies.
And our career guide emphasizes the power of specifics. Did your previous workplace have any unique quality control procedures? Or did you use any special techniques? Sharing those details paints you as someone who goes the extra mile.
It's about showing them that you're not just meeting standards, you're setting them.
Right. And here's another RoleCatcher tip. It can analyze the job description and suggest relevant quality control keywords to weave into your answer. Talk about a competitive edge.
Smart move.
Okay, let's tackle this one. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem with a surface grinding machine? Now, everyone makes mistakes, but it's how you handle those situations that matters.
Totally. Don't be afraid to talk about a time a machine threw you a curveball. The interviewer isn't looking for perfection. They want to see your problem-solving skills in action.
Exactly. Walk them through your thought process. Did you consult the manuals? Use diagnostic tools? Did you collaborate with your colleagues? This highlights your ability to work independently and as part of a team. And this is another area where RoleCatcher shines. It can provide real-time feedback on your responses, helping you refine your storytelling and hit those key points that impress interviewers.
It's like having a practice run before the big game.
Now, this next topic may not be a direct question, but it's always on an interviewer's mind.
Right.
Safety.
Safety is non-negotiable in a machine shop environment.
Exactly. So how do you showcase your proactive safety mindset?
It's about going beyond just mentioning PPE. Of course, that's important. But talk about your understanding of lockout procedures, hazard identification, or even a time you prevented a potential accident. Show them you're not just following rules, you're actively creating a safer work environment.
Love that. And RoleCatcher can help here too. It has a whole section on safety best practices and industry regulations in its career guides. You can brush up on the lingo, show the interviewer you're serious about safety.
Preparation is key.
All right, ready to tackle some more questions?
Bring them on. Okay, let's dive into a question that really lets you flex those technical muscles. Can you describe your understanding of grinding wheel selection and use? This is where you show you're not just operating a machine, you understand the hows and the whys behind it.
Grinding wheel wisdom in action. Okay, so how do you nail this answer?
Well, think about the different types of grinding wheels, materials, and when you'd use each one. You know, aluminum oxide for steel, silicon carbide for those non-ferrous metals, and don't forget to mention grit sizes. Coarse for removing material quickly, fine for that smooth finish.
Oh, and bonus points for talking about dressing procedures. It shows you know how to keep those wheels in tip-top shape.
Exactly. And speaking of being in top shape, RoleCatcher can help here too. You can use it to research specific grinding wheels, mentioned in the job description. If they're looking for experience with CBN wheels, bam. Tailor your answer to highlight that knowledge.
Now you're speaking their language. Okay, next question. Can you describe your experience with CNC surface grinding machines? CNC is a game changer in manufacturing, so any experience here is a big plus.
Absolutely. Even if the job doesn't scream CNC expert, showing you're familiar with it demonstrates you're adaptable and ready to embrace new technology. Mention any programming languages you know, like G-code or CAD/CAM, and talk about the complexity of the parts you've programmed.
And our career guide points out that CNC is only going to become more important in this field. So if you're looking to level up your skills, maybe consider taking some online courses in CNC. It's a solid investment in your future.
Smart move. And if you've already got some solid CNC experience under your belt, don't be shy. Describe projects where you programmed complex parts, optimized toolpaths, or use those advanced features. Paint a picture of someone who's comfortable with technology and can jump right in.
Speaking of technology, let's talk about a question that might not seem as flashy, but is crucial for machine performance. Can you describe your understanding of coolant systems and their use in surface grinding machines?
This isn't just about keeping things cool, though that's important too. It's about showing. You grasp the why behind the how. Explain why coolant is essential. Temperature control, getting rid of those pesky chips, and achieving a better surface finish.
And if you've ever maintained or troubleshooted these systems, definitely mention that. Like, did you spot a clog, adjust flow rates, or mix different coolant types for different materials? That shows a deeper understanding of the process.
It's those little details that show you're a problem solver.
All right, shifting gears to a more people-focused question. Can you describe a time when you had to work collaboratively with others to achieve a production goal? Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Absolutely. Surface grinding might seem like a solo gig, but it often involves working closely with other operators, quality control folks, and engineers. They want to know you can play well with others.
So how do you showcase your teamwork skills?
Well, think of a specific situation where you collaborated to meet a deadline, overcome a production bottleneck, or helped a colleague troubleshoot an issue. Don't just say, "We worked well together." Describe your role, the challenges you faced, and how you communicated and cooperated to overcome them.
And don't forget to highlight the positive outcome. Did your teamwork boost efficiency, improve quality, or make the work environment safer? Sharing the impact makes your story even more compelling.
It's all about showing, not just telling.
Okay, here's a question that might not apply to every surface grinding job, but it's important for certain specialized roles. Can you describe your experience with manual surface grinding machines?
Even with the rise of CNC, those manual machines still have their place, especially for intricate or highly specialized work.
So if you've got experience with manual grinding, now's the time to shine. Talk about your ability to hit those tight tolerances without computer assistance. It's like a superpower.
Exactly. Describe your finesse with hand movements, your eye for detail, and how you adapt your technique to different materials and finishes. This shows adaptability and a solid foundation in grinding principles.
It's about demonstrating that you understand the craft at its core, not just the technology.
And a skill set that's becoming increasingly valuable in today's world.
All right, let's tackle the last question before we wrap things up. Can you describe a time when you had to make adjustments to a surface grinding machine to achieve the required finish and tolerances? This one's all about your problem-solving prowess.
In manufacturing, things don't always go according to plan. So interviewers want to see that you can adapt and think on your feet.
So how do you ace this question?
Well, think of a specific situation where you had to tweak machine settings, swap out the grinding wheel, or even come up with a creative solution when faced with a challenge.
And walk them through your process. What were the clues that something wasn't right? What data did you gather to diagnose the issue? What adjustments did you make, and why? And of course, what was the result?
And remember, it's okay if your first attempt wasn't perfect. What matters is that you learned from it, adapted your approach, and ultimately got the job done.
It's all about showing resilience and a commitment to continuous improvement. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground today. Prepped for some tough questions, but before you head into that interview, let's do a quick recap.
Yeah, we talked about showcasing your experience, highlighting those problem-solving skills, demonstrating a commitment to both quality and safety. It's about painting a picture of yourself as a valuable asset.
Right, and remember, it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. And RoleCatcher can be your secret weapon here. It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket, helping you fine-tune your answers, practice with AI feedback, and even get noticed by employers looking for your exact skills.
Yeah, think of it this way. You're not just answering questions, you're telling your story. And RoleCatcher helps you tell that story in a way that resonates with employers.
Exactly. Now, as you continue on this journey toward becoming a surface grinding machine operator, I want you to think about something. What gets you excited about this field?
Well, the career guide mentions some pretty cool specializations, from CNC programming to precision tooling. Where do you see yourself fitting in?
Maybe you're drawn to the fast-paced world of high-volume production, or perhaps you thrive on the challenge of creating intricate custom parts.
Yeah, exploring those niches can help you find a path that's both rewarding and fulfilling. So keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep that passion for precision alive.
You've got this